Today's Michelleology and meditation. Breathe in the morning. Be very conscious of the breath that God has given you. The walk that you take today or the steps that you take today are very important. Focus on the now. Not what happened yesterday, what could happen tomorrow, but what's happening right now. Today's meditation, we're going to focus on transformation. And the reason we're focusing on transformation is before we can change anything, we have to change our mind. There is a timing and a space for change. And the only way that you can change the things in your life is you have to change your way of thinking. You have to change what your focus is. You have to change what you pay attention to. The caterpillar knows that it won't always be a caterpillar, and it won't always be on the ground, and it won't always be on the low point of the life. But the caterpillar knows that there is a time and a space that transformation comes. And so when we're in our mind, we need to think on that level. You may be at a low point in your life, but knowing the principle of polarity, we know that there's always an opposite. And so sometimes you have to ask God, what must I do to be changed? What must I do to go to the opposite? What must I do to go to a greater level, a greater place in you? And He will personally give you instructions on things you can do. I can give you tools, but the best method is to ask God to direct you and give you wisdom on your transformation. And then we're looking at the caterpillar and how the caterpillar transforms into a closet or a cocoon. So we're going to look at the caterpillar as being a low situation or a low time in your life or a hurtful time in your life, and you feel like nothing has been going right or can go right. So he spins himself into a cocoon. The first thing he does is he crawls from the bottom, from the dirt, from the ground to a higher space, up in a tree. And once he gets in that tree, that's part of his transformation, knowing that you have to move from where you are to somewhere else is part of your transformation. If you think you're fine, you'll never be able to climb to a higher elevation, to climb to a better way of thinking, to go to a different place, to achieve your highest version of you. And once you get the thought is the tree that allows you to elevate yourself from one dimension or one level to a higher level. You have to realize that where you are is not the place that you can transform. Sometimes who you're with is not the people you can transform. The place you are, you have to decide that there's something greater than where you are. So as he climbs up the tree, he begins within himself to spin a place, a private place for his transformation, which means everybody cannot come when you're transforming. You can't tell everybody when you're transforming. You just have to know within yourself and come to yourself that this is the time and this is the space, and it's time to transform. It's time to change from this same old stinking thinking. It's time to motivate. It's time to activate. It's time to access the very thing that you were thinking in a higher level, in a higher elevation. And so as you go in your closet, and your closet will be in your mind, this is what meditation is for. You're actually spinning a place where you can go and have private time with God. And once you've gotten into that closet and God sees you there, He sees you in the private. He sees you coming out the public, out of the attention, out of the condition, out of the environment, and getting in a spiritual environment in which you can transform your thinking. Now, the time period that you stay in your cocoon will be determined by the degree of your transformation. Some people call it a fast. Some people call it prayer. Some people call it meditation. But whatever you call it, you need to name your space and your time for this transformation. Whether it takes 1 day, 2 weeks, or 3 months, whatever it is, take time to transform to greater. And once you've accomplished that, you can burst through your cocoon and take flight into your situations, into greater health, into greater thinking, to greater purpose, to greater destiny. Whatever it is, you can fly into it. And so as we release this meditation this morning, as you hear the sounds in the background, these are tones that are to activate your energy, to activate your positivity, to activate your peace, to activate a place for you to transform into greater. You have not reached your greatest potential. So this morning, as we view our lives, as we take time to see what God has for us, as we calm down our breathing, as we rest in His peace, as we go forth in our lives, the expectation of what God has for you, it's determined within yourself. Stop listening to outside interference. Stop allowing people to stop your growth. Stop listening to anything that is not taking you to a higher place. Well, this is Michelle, and I'm your motivator. And I'm motivating you this morning to seek transformation, your new birth. Remember, you must be born again and again and again. And as long as you keep birthing, you'll keep finding the newness of your now and the greatness that's in you. May the peace of God, the power, the love, and the sound mindedness be your food for today as you begin to transform. Remember, you've been created by the Creator to be creative. So start creating your creations and stop duplicating others.